What is up, homies? Welcome back to another episode of the CzechXicans here on Heroes Reforged. It is the final episode of 2021.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. It is the Christmas episode.
That's right.
It is.
You know, we when we've done previous like Christmas themed episodes of things, we've done a pretty good job decorating. I feel like we've been so just like overwhelmed with
we've all
so
been
much
busy
stuff.
It's been so crazy the past few weeks.
It has been. It's been super crazy, and I feel like it's almost like a little unreal that we're already at the end of the year. Like you were just saying, we did our bonus episode for Patreon of our Q&A.
Check
that
it
out.
Mm-hmm. Check it out.
But you were just saying it feels like Halloween was like last weekend.
It was last weekend, wasn't it?
This is weird.
Crazy.
I swear
dude.
to God, I was just dressed like Leonardo.
Yeah, you were.
Like, to me, Thanksgiving is a little bit of a blur.
What did we do?
I went to San Diego, but
Oh.
it just happened so fast.
We did a Friendsgiving.
We did a Friendsgiving.
We did a Friendsgiving, yeah.
That was the last episode of CzechXicans that came out, actually.
Yeah.
The Omicron variant has been manipulating space and time.
That sounds
Autobots, we face our most dangerous threat yet. The Omicron has the matrix of leadership. We must wrest it from control.
The Omicron will devour the
Oh my God! I mean, all jokes aside, that's been like the big thing for the last kind of like few days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been going on longer, but especially because Spider-Man came out.
Yeah.
Shitload of people went to go see Spider-Man. It made like $250 million opening weekend.
Box office breaker.
Box office was breaker.
Crazy. Hey, go get tested for COVID if you did that.
Yeah,
Just in case.
that's what I was about to
Just in
say.
case. Yeah.
Double
That's what I was about
check.
to say. Yeah, I mean,
I did.
There's been so many people obviously going to the movies.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, if you feel comfortable going, great. Just be safe and get tested and make sure like you're all good. Because we've heard of screenings where people have gone and they've gotten COVID, and those people go to other screenings or they go to other movies or other events, and like,
I mean, that's exactly what happened to us.
yeah, it did.
But we didn't get it. We tested
No.
negative.
We didn't get it. We're good.
We were lucky because we went to go see Spider-Man, and that was a press screening.
Yeah.
And then when we go see The Matrix, that was also a press screening, but that theater was very empty. There was like 25 to 30 people.
It was empty, but then we found out that somebody who went to that Matrix screening was at a place where there was COVID
spread.
positive people beforehand.
Yeah.
So we got a little
crazy,
nervous.
man.
We got a little nervous.
And I'll say this: I know that movie theaters like need concessions to be sold to make their money, and I really appreciate that, and I feel for it. But I'll tell you what: if you're going to go to the movies and you feel comfortable, like wear a mask the whole time, and do a thing where, like me and my girlfriend did this. Like we went and got food somewhere safely, or no, I think we ate at home and we like stuffed up.
Yeah,
we were like good to go.
Yeah,
and then I think I brought some sneaky snacks, but here's what I was going to tell you. When I went there, I got concessions. I got pretzel bites. They sucked. They were bad.
Yeah.
Not anybody's fault, but these theaters are always understaffed and they're overworked, and the pretzel bites are just not even reheated or whatever. And it was so crappy. So I was like pulling my mask down to have a bite and putting my mask up. And as I was doing it, I was like, this isn't even worth it.
Yeah.
This snack is not good. So to be safe and to play it safe, try and plan out not even eating for that 2-hour time, or if you go to the AMC, a 3-hour to like just to try to do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would help safety-wise.
Yeah,
I agree. I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Just munch up before you go to the movie theater.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go back to see, because I haven't seen it since last Monday, and there's people who've seen it 4 times already, and I'm like, I wanted to go see it in 3D earlier today, but I got my booster yesterday, so I was like not feeling good at all.
Yeah.
And then over the weekend, I was like, I think I'm gonna stay home until I get my booster, because I was like a little nervous about going out to busy showings
Now it's crazy.
of the movie. But you saw it in 3D.
I did.
Was it dope?
It was awesome.
Was it
really
worth
awesome.
it? Do you suggest people watch it in 3D?
No,
No, you don't.
Watch
it. Sorry, my Mexican
Watch it in
accent's
3D.
coming out.
More than
Hey,
2D.
Go watch it home.
That's for
Watch.
damn sure.
Yeah.
Man, the part where Peter Parker was fighting Dr. Octopus on the bridge, and
Yeah.
he like jumps up, and then the car comes and it
Yeah.
hits the water.
Right.
That part was sick. Like there was so many great 3D moments there.
Okay.
I'm just
good.
glad I got to see it. Fingers crossed it comes out on 3D Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Japan, we'll have to pre-order it.
I'll order it from Japan.
I don't know, man. LG's been giving us those little hints.
Yeah.
Those little hinty hints.
There's an issue of Empire magazine that just came out, and they're doing a whole thing on the Batman because the marketing for that is starting up.
Yeah.
But there's also some stuff about Avatar 2.
Yeah.
So I'm like really looking forward to the marketing for that movie, because I'm hoping that somewhere throughout that marketing they'll be like, and we did a big push to try to get 3D TVs back into the home place.
Yes.
Which would be so
Guys,
cool.
we know somebody working who's been working on those Avatar
and I
movies
forgot
for
to ask
years.
about that.
Yeah.
So we should just ask him to see if we can count on 3D stuff.
Yeah, because you and I have TVs from like that are 6 years old at this point, and like you know, I have an Xbox One S to play my 4K Blu-rays, but it has like old versions of Dolby Vision, so it's like I'm not getting the full potential out of my television because it's just older.
Yeah.
But I would love to buy a brand new 3D TV next year, hopefully with Avatar 2.
You hear that, LG? Do you want money?
You want business?
I'll give you money.
What if Santa gave you one?
Santa baby.
Is it time?
I was just trying to segue.
I got you a 3D TV.
Yay!
Well, here,
it's a 12-inch TV.
Okay, so since this is the Christmas episode, we
Adam,
have
did you get us anything?
Oh, yeah, I didn't wrap shit, though.
Money.
Here you go.
Thanks, man.
money.
Here you go, and here you go.
What are these, Adam?
Oh, dude. Well, I got Hector a What It Is It shirt.
Yeah.
Just like I got everyone else. It's been sitting in my drawer for the last 3 episodes.
Go buy. That shirt is no longer available, by the way. That's a limited edition.
That was a limited edition.
Limited edition.
And then I gave Augustine my Blu-rays, my 4K Blu-rays of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that's so
I
cool.
love it. Thanks, Papa HLAVAC.
Yeah.
Wow, those are
Maybe
good
I
gifts.
should have just held on to those things till Christmas.
You should have.
Because I was getting rid of them, and I was like, hey, man, I'm just going to give these to you. And I was like, why didn't I hold on to it for Christmas?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Foolish. All right, open your guys' presents.
All right.
Is it a book? I said that 4 times.
Is it something for us to beat each other
The joke
with?
is no longer funny.
Is it okay if I just rip this?
Yeah. Yes. I don't care.
What happened to you wrapping stuff with comic book pages?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, that didn't happen this year.
Ooh, is it a hip-hop comic book?
Do you already have this?
No.
I have this.
Hip-hop?
Damn it! No!
I pre-ordered it.
Shit.
I'll take it from you.
I think I had left the receipt in one of y'all's books, so it's
really?
probably in Augustine's. Augustine, flip up
You know
the
what's
front
funny?
cover.
Oh my God, this is cool. So I'll read it. It's hip hop and
Yeah.
other things. A
Yes.
collection of questions asked, answered, and illustrated.
Yeah,
How
hell yeah.
cool is this?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Because you like hip-hop. But I need you to do me a
What?
favor. Open up that front cover. Hand me that receipt. Hand it to Adam. So that he can go and exchange it
Okay.
for whatever he wants,
So,
buddy.
this is-
I
Let me make
thought
sure.
you were gonna have like Outcast's signature, like Outcast autograph on here. Or
Oh
something
my
like
God.
that. That'd be great.
No,
You would
that would
lose
be
it.
amazing.
Yeah.
You would
There you
lose
go.
it.
Your gift is you can go to Target. I give you an errand to
No,
run.
this is the an unapologetic cookbook by Joshua Weissman.
Yeah.
We're big fans of
Bro, if you know Flaky
of
Salt,
Flaky Salt in this house.
yeah.
We love watching his videos. But thank you, man. It's
a good gift.
I pre-ordered this the day that it went on sale.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I've been reading through it, and it's a really good
So
book.
you're still going to get it? Or did you already
No,
get
I already
it?
got it.
got it,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
I got it
cool,
months
cool.
ago.
You should wear your apron. You have this apron too.
I do.
man.
It's
Yeah.
in my room, yeah.
Well, now you can go to Target.
So
There you go.
I've gained the COVID 19 pounds because of Joshua Weissman.
I know, yeah.
So
19
you know,
pounds.
and now I have stuff for you guys. That's
Oh,
yours,
yeah.
and that is yours.
Oh, dude.
Cool.
Open it. Open it. Open it. Open it.
Okay. It's got little foxes.
I can't believe we're doing
Fox tape.
Christmas unwrapping.
That's so
Yeah,
cute.
dude.
No, I mean, like, I can't
Internet
believe we're at that time of the
loves-
year.
Oh,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
of course.
Oh. I hope it's. Oh. I was going to say, I hope it's you naked on the shirt.
No, it's not me naked.
Oh, dude, these are cool. You have one of these.
These are limited edition
Oh,
shirts.
snap. Wait, did you buy these when we went to Pasadena?
No, I went on my own and bought them. These are Jorge Gutierrez
Dude, these are
exclusive.
awesome.
He's the man.
They're only available right now through the Lucha Libre shop, and he's doing an art show there, and he came out with these prints
Hell yeah.
of his
So
art.
nice.
Really cool shirts. Those candles back there. You see the candle back there,
Yeah.
Adam? That's
Super
got
guapo.
the print there.
Wow.
Hector, yours says super guapo.
This is awesome.
And yours says lucha muerto siempre. Wrestle dead always.
Oh, okay.
Wrestle the dead always.
All right. All
yeah,
right.
these are really cool shirts.
Dude, these are awesome. Thanks,
I got
man.
some
Yeah.
sweet
This
shirts.
is really cool. I think I'm just
Cool.
gonna keep it like this, so I can just like.
I think you should. I think you
Yeah.
The
really
blue
should.
shirt's kind of whack.
Yeah.
Just keep it like this. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna put
We
this
did
over
it.
here.
I also got you this. This is a chart of Spider-Man No Way Home. It's an infographic. Here's everything you have to watch.
That's gonna be the Christmas
Not
gift for the
only
fans.
did Hector give me a gift that I have to like go exchange and return, he also gave me homework.
homework. Yeah, exactly.
He gave me an errand and
Spider-Man
homework.
homework.
Man, you're a good Christmas guy.
You're such a good gift
terrible.
giver. Such a good gift
I'm a
giver.
terrible gift giver.
Wait, so what happened to you wrapping stuff with comic books?
I just
Did you already answer that question? I just didn't hear you.
No, I didn't I didn't go through the trouble of doing that. It's not usually that much trouble.
It's not,
but
no.
it was. I'm so stressed around this time of year, and I truly am bad at giving gifts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
I
are.
bought Abby a ridiculous amount of shit.
Yeah.
And she's always like, "Stop!" And I'll freak out. I'll wake up in the middle of the night like, I gotta buy her more stuff. Like I freak out. So while she was wrapping gifts herself, I just borrowed her wrapping just to get it done and stuff. So
Okay.
But yeah, normally I wrap stuff in.
So given that
Yeah.
this is a Christmas episode,
Yeah.
and given that we are the CzechXicans,
Yes.
I know, Hector, you grew up with not a lot of Christmas traditions.
Jehovah's Witness, baby.
Yes. Do you since you could not previously
Attending the Kingdom Hall where I learned about Jehovah.
since you could not previously celebrate Christmas or anything, do you have a tradition for Christmas at this point, or is Christmas kind of sucky to you?
It's not sucky, but I don't love it the way most people love it.
Yeah.
I really can kind of take it or leave it.
By the way, you're no longer Jehovah's Witness.
No, still
right?
am. I'm going to go right after.
You're going to go to temple right after.
Hey, listen, if you get a knock on your door, it's me. I just want to tell you about Jehovah. I don't know shit about that
The Church
religion.
of Spider-Man, you mean?
I was I attended that church with my family when I was 5 years old. And then about a year or two into it, my mom was like, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Because of a bunch of different things. I didn't learn until later that it was partly because of what they espoused in the church, what they taught in the church, and the role of men and women, man and wife. My mom was like, I'm not down with that.
Your mom is a very strong-spirited woman.
She is.
Yes.
She's a tough Mexican lady.
Yeah.
She's a tough Mexican lady. I just want to make them laugh all over the...
And ruin the whole recording.
She a tough Mexican.
Son of a bitch.
Sorry. And then...
You know how much money this costs?
Do you know whose money you're stealing from? You know how much I sacrifice? I didn't.
Formula.
When my family left the Jehovah's Witnesses, they the thing that my mom did like is that they didn't celebrate holidays because their philosophy was like, we don't want to put a holiday kind of up on a pedestal.
Right.
We want to, if you're going to celebrate stuff, it should be about just kind of spending time with your family. So my mom liked that.
I get that.
That sucks for a kid growing up in the United States because there's nothing more commercial or fun than And it started weird because when I was in kindergarten, my mom came and told the teacher he can't participate in any of the holiday stuff.
Yeah.
So when the kids were doing even a turkey hand, I got another sheet that's draw a snowman. That's not holiday specific. I'm kid you not. And it's so weird when you're a 5-year-old kid and you're kind of ostracized.
Yeah.
She also said, and I don't know if it was because of being a Jehovah's Witness or just because my mom was aware, but she goes, he also can't participate in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, wow.
So in kindergarten, and at the beginning of the day, everybody stands and does this and does the pledge. I sat in my chair, and it was weird.
Yeah.
And then eventually, either in the same grade or maybe first grade, I just decided to stand up, but I wasn't participating. And then eventually, I put my hand on my heart, but then didn't mouth it. And then eventually, I just did. It's so weird that kids are indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Into, I pledge my allegiance to the flag of the United States. Why do you need a 5-year-old to do that? For real, why do you need
I honestly
right?
never knew what I was saying.
Why do you need
I just
children
said those
to do
words.
I didn't either.
I don't know.
I didn't either because at first and second grade, I went to school in Europe. So by the time I got to third grade, because I don't think we did in kindergarten. And
Why
first grade. Maybe we did.
Are you
I don't
trying
know.
to recruit them for the army?
Yes.
Why do you need
Yes.
children to do that?
Military-industrial complex.
Crazy. Anyway,
It's crazy.
I kind of didn't celebrate a Christmas or a birthday until I was 5th grade, 6th grade. By the time I hit 10, 11, 12, my parents just started to be like, do you want to have a bunch of your friends over on your birthday and they can bring you presents if they want? And we'll just you guys can hang out here. We're not doing a party. And I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then my first Christmas present was, I was 12 years old and it was, I think 6th or 7th grade. And I woke up that morning and my dad had just put an unwrapped Nintendo 64 on my pillow next to my head with the game Extreme G, which is that motorcycle racing.
Yeah.
And I just got up and I was like, oh, we're doing this now? Okay, cool. And also,
wait, that wasn't a tear then. That was you wiping the sleepies.
Yeah, I was
wiping the sleepies from your eye.
Also, my mom told me Santa was not real when I was 5 years old, and went to school and almost blurted it out, and went to school and almost I don't remember what the scenario was, but I said something like, "Oh, something, Santa's not real," and another kid was like, "What?" And I was like, "Nothing." Like, and I had to like,
oh my
never
God.
mind. It's a lot of pressure. But my mom was honest with me. She goes, "Santa's not real." That's not how that works.
Dude,
and I was
that's
like, okay. Yeah.
I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, dude.
That's why we do this podcast, you guys.
Wow.
That's why we do this podcast.
She also told me about sex probably too early.
Wow.
Yeah,
How young were you?
She told me the penis goes in the vagina, you guys.
Wow.
First grade, I think. First grade.
That's young, but
No, actually, what she said was sex is two adults that love each other and then they get naked and then they spend time together. That's what she told me.
That's not bad.
So then I think like the next day or at some point at school, somebody.
I'm terrified where this is going. Somebody at school. What?
One of my classmates. I don't remember the scenario, but there was something to where like maybe a classmate had a crush on another classmate, and everybody was kind of teasing. And then I went, "Ha ha! You want to have sex with her?" Like loud. And the teacher was like, "Hector, come up here." And I went to the front of the class, and after everybody was in class doing stuff, but she was like, "Hector, what did you say? What is sex?" And I said, "It's when two people get together, they get naked, and they're together." And she's like, "Okay," like as in like you don't know.
Oh my God!
We're safe here. We're safe.
Holy shit, dude!
It's a good story, Hector.
You got
It's a
the
great
moral
story.
is you have to be honest with your kids.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be the most honest super early. Like
Right.
every kid has a different age.
There's a time and place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and maybe later on in this this podcast, I'll talk about my porno maggot school incident in elementary school.
You were another kid. You.
Who else would have gotten in trouble?
Dang.
He was like, "I'm gonna play this off." No, I'm not.
I don't know if the NDA is up for that yet, but
that little move
yeah.
right there.
Oh my God!
we'll talk. We'll
Half
talk
a
about that
second,
later.
you could have been like another kid, but instead you were like,
This
You're like,
is the Christmas episode. Baby Jesus is watching.
yeah, it's the
We
gift
don't
that keeps on giving.
We don't
Apparently.
talk about that kind of stuff.
Oh my God! I forgot what your original question was.
What are your Christmas traditions?
Oh, yeah.
if you have any.
That's right. I think I may have talked about this on the Thanksgiving episode. I don't know, maybe. But we do a very traditional Czech Christmas. We celebrate Christmas on the 24th.
Consists of
Yeah, so we celebrate on the 24th. We do leading up to dinner time. Usually, you're cooking. Everyone's cooking.
Yep.
Family's coming over. You're usually doing Christmas cookies are a big thing. We have very specific Christmas cookies
I
that we
think
make.
you really have to describe these cookies though, because the way your mom described it to us and you've described it to us, it's not just like throw some Neslita loose in the oven and you're done.
Yeah, so they take around. You usually will do them around 2 weeks before Christmas, so they have time to sit.
Yeah.
And you keep them stored like cooling in the garage in boxes. My favorite one that my grandma makes, it's called a vanilla. What would it translate to? I guess kind of like a vanilla croissant cookie because it's like crescent shaped.
Sounds good.
And
Sounds like Hector's heaven.
yeah, I mean it's not an actual croissant, but it's just like a crescent shaped cookie that has like sugar sprinkled on it. It's really really good. But my grandma makes, oh my God, I think my grandma makes about 10 different types of cookies, and I don't know all the translations for all of them. Some of them have
Say the
like
Czech names. Say the Czech names.
I don't even remember what they are.
That's what we're here for.
Vanilkové rohlíčky is the crescent
My favorite.
cookies.
There's the Nazdravis.
The moment prosim.
The moment prosim.
Those are my favorite. Because you eat them and you go, moment prosim.
Oh, it's so good. The
Oh my
moment
God.
prosim.
There's like some that are just like a full cookie, and there's some that has like in the middle has like a fruit filling in there.
Yeah.
They're really really good. So that's like a whole process.
Yeah.
None of the kids have to worry about. That's all adults dealing with that bullshit. And then the day of, our dinner usually consists of potato salad, which you guys have had.
The Czech potato salad.
Czech potato salad.
Yes.
Usually you do the mashed potatoes, the fried pork, the schnitzel.
The schnitzel.
You also do
Fantastic.
carp. Carp is like the fish, and you prepare it the same way as the schnitzel. It's breaded and everything.
Ooh.
I think also traditionally, usually you will do like an appetizer. You do like a soup. I don't know specifically what soup because we've never done it, or not that we've never done it, but we haven't done it in recent years. And then for dessert, it's kind of like anything goes. You can have the cookies, or we usually get like pie or cheesecake or something. Or sometimes my grandma will make a cake, and then the kids usually go off and they go look for Santa Claus, which usually just consists of like going through the neighborhood and looking at Christmas lights. And then you get a call from the parents like, Santa came, Santa came.
Oh, that's what would happen.
Oh,
that's
cool.
smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah. So while while the kids are off with like one adult or two adults, looking at Christmas lights and looking for Santa, the rest of the adults prepare all the gifts and put them under the tree. I hope none of my cousins are listening to this.
Devastated.
Yeah.
Devastated.
So then we come back, and usually you will play like classic Christmas. What are they called? In Czech, it's Básničky. What is it? It's like
carols?
I guess they're like Christmas carols.
Okay.
And in order for you to be able to like actually start unwrapping the gifts, you have to usually like every little kid will have to like sing one of them, or they can sing them together. And you usually have like a little bell that we ring that is like, oh, like Jesus came and brought the gifts and stuff. And then you open the presents. Yeah. So the 24th is great because it's like a full day event usually. Yeah. And the kids can stay up late, play with their gifts. Yeah. And then on the 25th, you're just kind of like
sit around.
Yeah, you're sitting around. You're just hanging out with family,
Eating
watching Christmas movies, eating the rest of the food.
Gifts,
kids are just playing and stuff. So it's that's usually the Christmas tradition.
I like that.
That sounds like a good. That's very similar to Mexican Christmas.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's definitely a tradition that I'm gonna continue on, because then usually like, okay, if I end up marrying somebody who's American, they tend to celebrate Christmas on the 25th. So the kids have like the best of both worlds. 24th they can open gifts and play with them, and 25th they can go to grandparents and play with their gifts.
That's very funny because growing up with the Mexican Christmas, midnight used to be the opening present time. We don't do that no more. We're like, let's wait till the morning, because like it kind of gives you something to do on Christmas Day, because Christmas Day just consisted of us just sitting around, not really doing much, watching movies, like whatever. So we're just like, well, we can wait till afterwards. But our Christmas is very similar to that. Very Jesus centric. So my parents would make us do posadas, which consists of like the story of Mary and Jesus going to the stable and asking for things. So there would be people inside the house and people outside the house. And it's a sing-songy, like call back and forth thing. Cool. So they would call back and forth, and then my mom would usually be outside because she would have to carry the baby Jesus. So there's this little porcelain baby Jesus that if you're Mexican, you know exactly what baby Jesus I'm talking about. And then she would have a little like in the fireplace that should have been a fireplace. It's not a fireplace because we don't use fireplaces for some reason. That's where the little nativity scene is. And so that whole process would be to bring in the baby Jesus into the house, lay him down in the nativity scene. And then there'd be like this whole long prayer thing. It was very, very Catholic. Yeah. With that being said, we didn't believe in Santa. Santa was not a thing. So it would be
Jesus brings you the presents.
Exactly. That's El Niño Dios would
Jesus sneaks through the chimney.
No, not even that though. It's like if a present would appear under the tree or somewhere, they'd be like, "Oh, te lo trajo el Niño Dios." Baby Jesus dropped it off early. He's busy, so he's gotta drop off his gifts, right? And so I never believed in Santa growing up either.
It's weird because in Czech, it's the same thing. Ježíšek is baby Jesus. But for whatever reason, we still we did the Santa Claus thing too. And I think that was mostly just to like embrace American culture and like how they celebrated Christmas. Plus, for me as a kid, it was like, go to the mall and like sit on Santa's lap. And you know what I used to do?
Piss on Santa's lap.
That would have been funny. I specifically remember this in '92, Christmas. Batman Returns was coming out. You know how on the back of the action figures they had all the list of all the characters that were figures? I used to go through and I used to cut them all out.
Hell yeah.
And I'd have a stack this big in my pocket, and Santa would be like, "Adam, what would you like for Christmas?" And I'd be like, "Hang on, Santa, let me get you. Here you go." And I'd give him the whole fucking cardboard stack.
Here's the skinny old man. I expect
here's the checklist.
This one,
Penguin, I want scuba dive Batman.
Of the Goon. That's awesome.
I want rooftop Catwoman.
Dude. Yeah. See, that's why I want kids, because I want a kid to come to me with that, and I'll be like, no. You don't understand. I got you. Like, you don't think I know about the whole collection? You will eventually get all the figures, but not the redundant ones. Only the important ones. Come on, kid. Yeah. I'm all about it.
Yeah, this is what the Christmas cookies
delicious.
normally look like.
Man.
Adam, go ahead and put up a picture of that right now.
If I'll ask my grandma, because I know she's making some. She's not making
check as well.
Yeah,
and checkerboard.
And
that's double check.
That's double check. That's as check as you can get.
That's as check as you can get.
If we have a lot left over, I'll bring some.
Ooh,
you better
do it.
Yeah.
I love these things, dude.
We'll celebrate those for New Year's too.
Yeah, these are good.
Since we're not going to do a New Year's episode, what do you guys generally do for New Year's too?
New Year, I I don't 100% know what Czechs do on New Year because I've done New Year, but not celebrating in the traditional sense.
It involves the word Nazdravi.
Nazdravi.
I don't know what it is either.
Definitely.
But that's being said.
Right at midnight. That's the word you say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what like a traditional dinner is. I want to say it's ham, but I could be wrong. That's what we do.
That sounds good.
We do ham, and then we use the leftover potato salad and mashed potatoes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if that is a Czech thing. I don't know if that's just something that like we started doing here.
I think ham is just an easy thing to cook because I know that ham in our Christmas and New Year's celebration has started like become a thing just because it's so easy. Like you just pop it in the oven. It's hard to get wrong, and it's just kind of there. Hector, did you guys have any? Since you guys didn't celebrate. Like, it was just like a normal night. It was just like food.
No, eventually, well, I guess from ages, 0 to...
We had those.
Beautiful. Oh, those are
those
good.
open-faced sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
So that's usually like a big thing you do.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just kind of like bringing food and snacks.
Yeah.
So open-faced sandwiches are a
Those
big
are
thing.
good.
They're so good.
For me, from age like 0 to like 10, 11, 12, yeah, I guess it was kind of normal. But there was still a sense of... Because, again, my mom... She was the one who really wanted us to go to this church, and then she was the one that was like, actually, no. So my dad was just kind of like along for it, and now they're divorced. But when I was growing up, it was a thing of like, even if we weren't celebrating Christmas, we'd still spend to get time together as a family,
right,
and like have a good meal. But it wasn't like a Christmas meal, I guess. And the same sort of thing for Thanksgiving. We never felt pressure to do like, we gotta do turkey, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. But it was just kind of like, hey, let's. I remember I used to have ham for like a Thanksgiving dinner for a lot of years. And there was even times when I was real young, well, maybe like 7, 8, 9 years old, where at one point I think my dad took us to Denny's on Christmas Day or even Christmas night, and we went to Denny's and had a meal there because we weren't precious about it.
Yeah.
And that I remember when I was a kid, that was a joke in the movie The Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Because he fucked up the dinner.
Yeah, I remember that.
He took his kid to Denny's, and that was a whole big to-do in the movie. He's like, oh, can you believe this, Dad? He had and I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
I'm like, Denny's is good. Am I weird? What is the point? No. Like, it was a weird, like, societal pressure.
Yeah.
And then I also remember that when I was, like, in the 90s, that, like, my dad would take us to the movies Christmas Day if it was open. Yeah. Almost as if it wasn't open, and it was, like, empty. Yeah. And I remember we either told some family members or we went to one once, and people assumed we were Jewish. And just like we had already done Hanukkah, and then this is just the 25th of December for us.
This is the only thing that's open.
And then eventually, and I remember it started to shift with Lord of the Rings, and also in the year 2001, the movie Ali, Will Smith came out like Christmas Day.
It did,
And I remember that one was a big deal. It was like coming out Christmas Day, and people were like, but we don't go to the movies that day, and it did huge.
Yeah.
And like in the early 2000s is when it started to become, hey, that's the thing you actually do with your family on Christmas Day because you don't want to sit around and talk.
I worked at the theater back then, and it was like packed on Christmas Day.
But when did you start working at the
2004.
theater? Okay, so you don't know about the 90s.
No.
Because maybe I'm wrong, but I feel as though it really wasn't a thing until like early 2000s in the blockbusters.
I think you're right.
Lord of the Rings, 01, 02, 03.
Yeah, because I feel like most Christmas movies that came out, they still came out like on the Friday, either before Christmas or after.
Or they were, if we're talking Christmas,
or like New Year or
like
Thanksgiving.
A Thanksgiving movie. Like Jingle All the Way or the Santa Claus would come out in the 90s during that kind of month.
It would come out in like December. Yeah. Because it was still like holiday-ish.
So, I don't know. If anybody's watching, it's like, actually, I do remember when it started to become a thing, or it was always a thing, or it was never a thing. I don't know. But it felt like something I observed because my family and I would go, and it was empty.
Yeah, like the release date for Home Alone, November 16th, 1990.
Oh, wow.
Whereas these days, that would come out December 25th.
Yeah.
You know,
or the weekend before or
and
something.
streaming on Disney Plus December 25th. Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite Christmas movie? Like, if you had to pick one Christmas movie.
Yeah, if we're not
just one.
If we're not being clever and we're doing the things like, Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, things that take place at Christmas. Also, Spider-Man: No Way Home technically counts.
I mean, technically,
because of the last.
Look, I'm not discounting those movies.
Sure.
Just like anything that you like to watch for Christmas that makes you really get in the holiday spirit.
Honestly, Lord of the Rings is up there.
Yeah.
I love, for Thanksgiving, we do the Iron Giant. I love the Iron Giant at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I would say, though, my favorite movie about Christmas, surrounding Christmas, has to do with Christmas, is probably Elf. It's been a few years since I've seen it, but I still feel like that's probably my favorite.
I watched it on the plane before I got to New York. I was like, this is perfect.
It's so
funny.
This is
absolutely perfect.
It's so funny, dude. And
Favreau made an instant classic.
I think
that's
what got him Iron Man, I think.
Yeah.
Because there's some shots in there, too. There's some kind of action-y,
There's the Santa
flying
Santa action shots at the end. Yeah.
It's like, oh, right.
It's so hard. It's such a tough question to answer because I want to say it's like a tie between Home Alone and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh,
solid,
interesting.
both solid.
Yeah.
Did you see the new Home Alone?
No.
I think you would like it.
You think?
Yeah.
Because I haven't liked any of the ones since part 2.
Oh, so you actually watched
3 I didn't like, 4 I didn't like.
I think you'll like it because it's
I like Archie Yates. That actor's
he's
really funny.
Cute. I don't know if he's Macaulay, but he's very cute.
Yeah.
And the two villains are Ellie Kemper is one of them, and she's very funny. And then the other one is, I always forget his name. The guy in Hobbs and Shaw. He's in Deadpool 2. He's the parachuting guy that just shows up. He's a really funny.
Oh yeah. The guy with the mustache.
Yes. What's his name? Look up or look up the new Home Alone 2021.
What's it called?
Just do
Home Alone 2021. There you go.
Home Sweet Home Alone. It is
that
Rob
guy.
Delaney.
Rob Delaney. Yeah.
He's really funny. And Devin.
Rat Ray.
Rat Ray has a little bit. Pete Holmes is funny. Like some of the adults in the movie I thought were good to where I was like, oh, see, I didn't really care about the adults in the original Home Alone.
No.
Other than
they were
that's
the
not true.
antagonists.
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
And John Candy.
Did you care about Catherine O'Hara though? Or
No,
did she just play her role right?
You're right. She did a good job.
Yeah,
But John Candy I did like Poca Poca.
Yeah, of course. That was great.
He's great. But so anyway, you should watch it. It's not the worst movie.
Yeah.
Bro, I've seen way worse things on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
I watch all the Disney Plus originals. This is mid-tier. You're
fine. Okay.
You're fine. Not low tier, mid-tier.
Yeah, between this and Christmas Vacation, those are like I was actually watching Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Like last week. I don't know. There's just something about that movie where he's like, "Hey, Griswold, where are you gonna put that tree?" And he comes out with the chainsaw and the Jason mask, the hockey mask. He's like, "Why don't you bend over and I'll show you?" Like there's just something about that humor you can't get today that just makes me laugh every time.
Fun.
Eat my rubber, liver lips. It's so fucking funny. God damn it, I love that movie. All right, it's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Favorite Christmas movie? You already took it. It's Elf. Hands down, it's Elf. It's classic. But I also like, and we just watched it, Jingle All the Way. Jingle All the Way.
I could hear it playing.
Yeah. Bro, that's one of those like just...
Let me tell you.
Man, use your jetpack.
It's a bad movie, but
bad.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. And I also like the Santa Claus.
Okay.
I was obsessed with watching the Santa Claus back in the day, and mainly because of the little elves. The elf tactical,
who you can spot everywhere in the movie now.
Yes, they're like the elf tactical, like whatever. They have like this tinsel that ripped through the jail, and like it was really cool because I was like, I want to be an elf. When I was watching it as a kid.
That's cool.
So those movies are. I mean, to me, no movie tops Elf.
They should bring that back. Well, actually, no, because knowing Hollywood, they'll be like, well, it's got to be a legacy sequel, so we're bringing back Tim Allen.
So we're bringing back. No,
like,
I don't want that guy. No, don't bring him back.
But that concept is so good.
Yeah, that concept is really good.
You know what I actually did like? They've been coming out on Netflix. Are the Kurt Russell ones?
Oh, I haven't seen those.
I like them. They're
you know
so
what? I
interesting.
tried to watch it and I didn't like it.
Really? I like the first one.
Just because Kurt Russell's Santa is like an angry, kind of jerky Santa.
A little bit.
He's like a jerk.
I got one for you. Who's the best Santa in a movie ever?
Oh.
Who's the best Santa? Because I love Ed Asner in Elf, but I don't know if he's the best Santa.
Yeah.
But he's really
the best
but I just love Ed Asner.
Damn, that's a really good question.
That's
I don't know
very
off the
good
top
question.
of my head.
I don't know if I have a...
What was the name of that old white guy from... Wasn't it the guy who played...
Miracle on 34th Street?
John Hammond? Was it? Attenborough?
Richard Attenborough?
Yeah.
I don't know.
From Jurassic Park?
34th?
Because I'm like, he was probably just like a perfect old white guy Santa man.
Yeah.
Like... The one with with Matilda.
Yeah.
The remake, not the original from 1947, but the
Miracle on 34th Street with
it is Richard Attenborough.
Richard Attenborough. He was pretty good.
That's pretty good, and that's like an iconic Santa.
Yeah, just straightforward.
Yeah,
Santa.
I think that's a. I mean, if you're not looking for like personality wise or like
because it's like you said. Kurt Russell's kind of like mean,
jerky.
Alec Baldwin voiced him in Legends of the Guardians.
Right.
And he did him like a Russian Santa, like, okay,
let's go. You know what movie is the best exploration of Santa?
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Klaus.
Yeah.
On Netflix.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Everybody sleeps on this movie.
I agree.
Like,
did it come out this year or last year?
I think
2 years ago.
2019.
2 years ago.
2019.
That movie came out 2 years ago, and if you haven't seen it, go watch Klaus. If you're a holiday fan, go watch. It's one of the best animations to come out in a really long time, but it's also like a Santa origin story.
It's really good, too.
Which is, it's such a tearjerker.
That's up there with Elf for me.
Bro, it really is. It really is up there. Like, if you want straight up traditional, like, Christmas type stuff, that one will give you all the Christmas feels.
Yeah.
Elf is, like, very silly and lighthearted and stuff like that, but
funny.
Klaus is... It's funny. It just warms your heart. It's such a cool, really good movie.
Damn,
so
good pull.
Go watch Klaus.
Good pull.
Klaus is a good one.
Yeah, it's Klaus.
Is there any other holiday stuff that, like, do you guys even like the holidays? Is this something that we should even talk? You don't like the holidays?
Oh, you don't? I guess because you're I guess it's because your
so all
experience is
this
very
stuff
different.
we've been talking about, just like I fucking hate this. I hate this shit.
That's not true. I do like it, but like I said, I could take it or leave it. I really could if there was an announcement that's like, due to COVID, we're canceling Christmas this year. Everybody would cry, and I would be like, okay,
that's fine.
Like, that's fine. Like, let's stay indoors and honestly,
due to COVID, we're canceling snow and cold weather.
Yeah,
and
Abby hates Christmas music, and I like it. I have on my iPod. I have a playlist that I just grabbed Christmas songs from like other movies. Like, let me show you. I'm really proud of this. Here's my Christmas playlist.
Yeah.
As you can see here, there's a thumbnail for Mission Impossible 3,
I'm very confused.
Iron Man 3, Fate of the Furious, and Olaf's Frozen Adventure. So like, Backdoor Santa was from Mission Impossible 3, right? Iron Man 3 has a bunch of like Christmas songs. The Chipmunk song from the Fate of the Furious. You remember?
Yes.
When he puts it on the kid, he goes, "Here you go, little man."
Oh yeah.
So I'm into this. And then I have, of course, the Spidey Christmas music, and then some from Shazam.
Yep.
Bing Crosby.
Well, you have the Spidey Christmas album from Spider-Verse. Okay.
Yeah, that's all on there. And I'll be playing this shit, and Abby would be like, "Stop!" And I'll be like, "What? It's fine. It's seasonal."
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who hate Christmas music. Actually, I'm okay with it.
I'm not
I'm okay
offended
with it
by
too.
it because it's like, dude, they're gonna stop at the end of December.
Right,
it's okay.
Yeah.
I had I think because my Christmas my family always tried to make every Christmas so special.
Yeah.
I think that's why I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
So,
and that's the same with me.
Guys, my family dropped the ball. Okay, I get it.
But at the
They
same
fucked up.
time, I like that because the holidays can also be stressful for people. Like some people may not have had a great Christmas, or it just brings up bad memories and stuff, and they don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
So
That's true. I have talked about this with Abby, and I think because of my unique upbringing that's why I stress so much about gift giving. Okay,
that's why you're a bad gift giver.
I am.
Yeah,
because I don't, and it's stupid because it's like, Hector, you're an adult. Shut up. I got you a cool book that you like. I got you something that was so good for you. You already bought it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm still like I put so much pressure on it.
Well, I will also admit this. I am a terrible gift giver as well,
dude.
I'm really bad, but it's because the only time we got gifts in my house was during Christmas, like for birthday presents or birthdays or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was never gifts. It was always like, oh, we're having a party. You're not getting any gifts.
Right. But
we're having people over and we're going to celebrate. It wasn't about the gift. It was about celebrating with the family. Right.
Yeah.
And so gifts were never a big thing. So even now, like, I stress out about giving gifts to my wife. Like, I have to ask her, I'm like, what do you want?
Dude,
like,
I do that.
I'm like
and
that
it sucks.
too, though. Like, I prefer to ask people, what do you need?
Yeah.
Like, I prefer giving people gifts that are experiences more than things.
Well, yeah. I mean, you've given a good gift, though. Remember you gave your whole family
a
T-shirt, man.
Yeah, that's a good experience.
Pop it, man.
That's a fucking experience.
I bought my family tickets to Disneyland a couple years ago.
That's what I'm talking about. And so I stress out about this, and I'll tell this to Abby, and she'll be like, well, don't you just, like, if you go shopping, can't you see something and makes you think of somebody? And I go, no. Or if I do,
like that either.
I just buy it and then I give it to them.
Yeah.
And I screw myself because I'll give people things in November.
Yeah.
Here you go, man. And
I'll give you a gift December 10th.
Yeah.
Seriously, what am I thinking? And, so I have to, train myself to not do that.
Buy it in January and hold on to it for 9 months, 10 months.
That's not a bad idea.
Honestly.
Actually.
And then Abby she'll be so sweet. She'll be like, no, just like make me a drawing. And I'll be like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Am I going to show up to a holiday like Christmas or a birthday and just be like, here you go. Like, I made you this drawing.
I made you a map of the MCU.
No way. No way. I understand the sentimental value, but I also understand, like, no, dude, if I can't pony up a little bit of cash for some nice thing that you want, then I suck. Yeah. So, and also one time I got her a really bad gift on a pretty big milestone birthday for her, and she'll still make fun of me for it. And so I'm like, okay, this is what I'm talking about.
I think
I have to check myself.
I think we're all guilty of that. Like, have you ever? I know. We'll talk about that on a whole different episode. But I've fucked up on like anniversaries and stuff where I'm just like, oh, she didn't like that.
So when Abby tells me it's not a big deal, I'm like, no.
Yeah,
it's like, a big deal. I'm like, you're being nice. I know it's a big deal.
You need extra coaching.
Ways. Yes, that's it. That's it.
My problem is that I'm too willing to spend too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there was I can tell you this now, but there was a gift I was going to get you and Cynthia. It wasn't going to be here in time.
$8,000.
No, it wasn't that expensive, but it was like, it would have come out to like a couple $100.
Yeah.
But they were fucking cool. They were shoes, and they were Lord of the Rings and Avatar themed. And they were fucking rad. But they wouldn't have been here in time because they were from England. And I was like, I could pay the extra for shit, but I was like, this is very expensive.
We could fundraise to go to England ourselves. Let's make it happen. Patreon goal, Heroes Reforged. Patreon goal. The episode that we do in London.
Yeah, we'll do it at the pub.
The post-COVID London episode will be in Wales at Chris Hardy's restaurant.
I promise you I will buy one of those stupid hats that Chandler Bing wore in the Friends episode.
And step into the map.
Yeah, we're going to do Heroes Reforged Far From Home. That's going to be the special.
Dude.
That's going to be the special.
That'll be the tour.
Yeah, that'll be the tour that we do.
Heroes Reforged Far From Home.
But yeah, I have that issue that I have a tendency to like want to, like last year I bought my mom a gift that was $1,500. And then I bought, like another $500 worth of gifts for everybody else.
Yeah.
So that's my problem. Is like, but it's because a lot of times I don't know what to buy people.
Yeah, right.
Or I know that they would really like something, but I know it's expensive, but I'm like, oh fuck it, I know they're gonna really like it, so I'll get it for them.
It's kind of
tough.
worth it.
It's tough to. I also need coaching in the sense of like, okay, here's your budget.
Yeah.
Like, okay, these loved ones, these are $50 to $100 a person. These coworkers, friends, colleagues, maybe like $30, maybe 20.
Yeah.
Like that's what I also have a tough time.
Well, that's why I'm such a big fan of white elephant gifting. Like people getting together and just be like, look, we're all going to buy stuff for each other and somebody buy so that nobody just goes home
empty-handed.
It's either that
or like, this is not white elephant when you just pull a name out of the hat, right?
That is white elephant.
Okay, yeah.
Secret Santa.
Or Secret Santa.
Well, pull a name out of the hat at work usually, and then you have weeks to do
it.
Like I like that too.
I like that idea. And like my mom and I have talked about doing that, and we've like not done it in the 6 years we've talked about it.
Right.
So I'm always scrambling at the last minute of like, what does my brother want? What about my 3 cousins?
Right. They have websites that set it up for you for free.
What?
Just Secret
A
Santa.
Secret Santa?
Oh, really?
Yeah. You just type in the names and they'll send emails off to everybody.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So your brother would get an email that's like, you got Adam.
Yeah.
You get one like, you got your mom.
Yeah.
And that's all you have to worry about.
Yeah, because otherwise I stress out, and I was talking to my mom like, what do I get my brother? What does he want? What is he into? He likes computer stuff. Like,
you know what's stressful about that though is even if you set that up, you're like, okay, we're all going to meet for like a Christmas party on this day, and these are going to be the people. Somebody's going to be like, all right, I'm going to bring one person, and then just throw everything off. You tell them they're not getting a gift. I'm sorry.
Sorry, get out of here.
They're not in the family.
You're not invited.
It's your cousin. We didn't plan this.
I don't care.
Yeah.
We're Secret Santa-ing, and they're not.
I have a 9-person family, so which is not even that big, really.
It's not, but that's.
But it adds up quick if you get gifts for everyone.
Yeah.
Like every Christmas, I spend up to $1,200, $1,500.
Jeez.
Dude, I don't know how much money
that to me sounds normal.
I know.
So when you were like, oh yeah, like $50 a person, I'm like, oh, I've been overspending on Christmas gifts.
Yeah, no, bro.
Maybe, but
just no.
You know what? I went to go get. I'll spoil it. I went to go get my dad a AMC gift card, movie theater gift card, to just be like, hey man, I'm gonna get you a gift card. We go to the movies together, but it's like all the snacks are on me.
Right, that kind of thing.
Just a gesture.
Right.
And I go to the front and I said, hey, let me get a gift card. Sure, how much you want on it? And I was like, it's my dad. We're going to see movies all next year. It's AMC, so I want him to buy like 4 snacks. So I was like, $100. And the guy said, I can't do 100. The max I can do is 50. Do you want 2 cards? And I was like, I was like, I'll just take one card.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
just max me out.
$50 card for my dad.
Yeah.
And if that person hadn't said that, I would have spent $100 on my dumb father. But instead I got...
He doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean that,
I'm
Hector.
kidding.
Hector, he doesn't mean
Hector Sr., he doesn't mean that. Hector Jr. doesn't mean that. No.
You know what is
kidding.
always a good gift, though?
Yeah.
An In-N-Out gift card.
Bro. I like
if they ever sponsored anybody, I would want them to sponsor us.
Yeah.
I like that.
And their food just...
I like that. And
Yeah.
you know what's being the hot ticket item now is all the COVID at home tests. If you
Oh, yeah, that's true.
give that to somebody,
There you
I
go.
would be
Here
like,
you go. I
"Dude,
bought
thank
you all an experience.
Bro, this is
Let's
expensive.
probe each other's noses.
Thank you.
Where'd you get this? CVS? Thank
CVS?
you.
That's quality.
You know what? I'm going to do it right now. Thank you. Wow.
Positive.
Wow.
Whoa.
I got to go.
go.
I'm sorry.
See you later.
I shouldn't have come here.
Oh man, that's
so
the
sorry.
worst. Do you guys feel like grandparents are the easiest to shop for?
No.
Really?
Yeah, because my grandparents are dead or terrible people.
Okay.
So, no, I don't shop for them.
Well, my one living grandparent, she's always like, "Look, pajama slippers or anything hockey related, I'm good."
Hockey?
Yeah, she loves
That's
hockey.
great.
That's
She watches more hockey than anyone in my family.
love that.
I have the same grandparent experience as Hector.
Exactly.
All my grandparents passed away before I was born.
3
so.
out of 4, all before you were born?
Yeah,
Wow.
they passed away early, guys. I got to exercise.
I had
I got to work out.
I had one pass away before I was born, and then
Oh my god.
one pass away. Wait, one passed away when I was born.
How many grandparents do I
2,
have?
and then 2 passed away while I was alive.
Uh-huh.
And then one still living, whom we don't talk to because she's a terrible lady.
Yeah. That happens. Definitely.
Really sad. Really sad situation.
Bad lady.
Really,
It's okay.
But bad.
It's
But
okay.
bad.
I only have one set of grandparents that I know is from my mom's side, but my grandpa passed away. It's been like 12 years now, 13 years.
Yeah.
So I just have my grandma.
Yeah.
That's great, and she loves hockey.
What's it like, Adam? What's it like having grandparents?
Oh, it's great.
I think
my grandparents were fucking awesome.
I think about it sometimes. I think about maybe sometimes reconnecting with that kind of family. And my problem is the language barrier.
Oh.
Because I want to talk to them and be myself.
Yeah.
And even get to a point where I have no problem. I would like to reconnect with my grandma and be like, hey, I want to talk about how you treated my mom, even to that level, to see how that would go.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I can't have this conversation in Spanish.
No,
at this point.
she
I'm not
only
ready.
speaks Spanish?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
the issue. That's
a problem.
So,
yeah.
but maybe I could do a translator. I don't know.
Is it worth it though?
Because members in my family, well, maybe not. But it's a thing where I don't. This is pretty messed up and sad, but I don't feel like just because a person is older or a grandparent or set in their ways or on their way out or whatever the situation is, that you still can't go talk to that person and go, hey, just so you know, just before you peace out, like you hurt this person.
Yeah.
And you hurt this person.
Yeah.
And you did this good,
Yeah.
but you messed this up. And this is why this went this way and all this other stuff. And maybe it would be a pointless gesture, but I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't care. Like, I would rather do that than to like be fake and go, oh hey, wow, I haven't talked to
Everything's
you.
cool. Yeah.
Right. That I'm not down for that.
I agree.
More.
Hardcore agree
Sorry.
with that. Yeah.
This is post-COVID, baby.
The world is different, baby.
This is post-COVID world.
You gotta earn respect.
And as we
You don't
established,
just get it because you're old.
as we established in our bonus episode, which you should check out on Patreon, there's nothing when you die. So you have to make it count. You can't
All or nothing, baby.
You can't
It's
redeem
now or
yourself
never.
in
Yeah.
the afterlife. It's now or never. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what Jehovah said. No. I don't know that.
I know he said that.
I know he
my
said
I know it's written somewhere. I know he said, "Live fast, die young."
Die young. And he said, I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah. And he said, "We're
Ride or die.
family.
We're family.
We're family.
I don't
Quarter
have
mile at a
friends.
time."
I
Yeah.
have family.
I have family. He said that.
Which are called the witnesses of me, the Jehovah's Witnesses.
The Jehovah's Witnesses of Paul Walker.
That's what he said. And then also, I think Jehovah said, you know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Yeah, he definitely said that. He definitely
when he
said
created the cosmos. He said, you know,
he said, "Yep,
the power of the sun
in my hand,
palm of my
hand.
Oh my god! Hey, we also did see The Matrix.
Yeah, but we're not talking
that's
about it.
right.
Well, I guess
I mean,
could talk about it.
we can just no spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay. Overall thoughts. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's a
Not-
thumbs down for me.
Not the most disappointing, but pretty disappointing because I had just rewatched Matrix, Animatrix, Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Revolutions.
Yeah.
I like the Matrix trilogy. I didn't love Animatrix, but it's dope.
Yeah, I love Animatrix.
There's some dope shit in that. I forgot about some of the cool stuff. So I rewatched like the live action movies, and I think they're great.
Yeah.
2 and 3 was doing stuff that I didn't appreciate as a teenager.
Uh-huh.
And now that I'm in my 30s and I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, you Wachowskis, you got it.
Yeah,
like, there's some cool shit in there. The architect of
Kevin
the Matrix, Kevin Feige. And then Will Ferrell made fun of it on the MTV Movie Awards that year. So anyway, my issue with the Matrix is the Resurrections is I liked the story, but I didn't like the way that the movie was shot and edited. And even some of the choreography may have been cool, but the way that the movie presented the action, even I was like, this isn't really hitting for me.
Yeah.
Versus Matrix 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
The action is the highlight.
Amazing.
It's incredible. The choreography is phenomenal.
The choreography is phenomenal.
So,
phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Matrix Resurrections, I think it's worth watching once. I think you could check it out on HBO Max because it'll be streaming as well. Keanu said it's cool. But those were my overall thoughts without spoiling anything in the movie.
So when I was watching the movie, I didn't want to look left or right because I didn't want to influence what you guys were feeling at the moment. So I didn't care like if you guys liked it or didn't like it. When I was at the moment, because I didn't want to, if you were liking it, whatever. But I was focused in, and I was wondering if I was spoiled because I had just watched Spider-Man.
For sure.
And I was like, wait, am I still buzzing off of Spider-Man that I can't enjoy anything that's happened? Like, if I were to watch one of my favorite movies,
right?
Like, would I not enjoy that so much?
Right.
And by the end of the movie, though, I was bored. First of all, the action sequences, I was missing the John Wickness. Like, if there was any movie that was going to copy the John Wick choreography, it had to be this movie because you instantly know Kung Fu. Of course, you're going to be the master expert of Kung Fu and you're going to do that. But the choreography felt really weak. The cinematography felt really weak.
It's not Bill Pope. Right?
I don't believe it is.
I don't think so. Bill Pope was a cinematographer
on the originals.
Cinematographer of the first, and I think 2 and 3, and also did Spider-Man 1 and 2. Yeah. Bill Pope's a fantastic choreographer.
Yes.
And the directors...
And Shang-Chi, I think.
And Shang-Chi. And listen, the directors are great. Lana Wachowski is a phenomenal director.
Right.
I love the first Matrix. I love Speed Racer.
Yes.
I
agree.
I didn't like Jupiter Ascending. No. I haven't seen Cloud Atlas yet. I haven't seen their first film, Bound. But I am into the Matrix. It's cool, but it's the way that it was shot.
Yeah, it just, honestly, and I was telling Adam this as we were leaving, I was like, the movie felt half-assed, and maybe it's because there was half the asses in the room writing this movie because they weren't together.
Maybe.
Right? Like, what if they both needed to be there to make this happen? Because it just didn't feel like a proper Resurrections like type movie. I understand what they were trying to do and kind of break things down, and
I was into that, and I liked the meta of it. I didn't mind it, but
I didn't mind it, but I cannot point to this movie and identify parts that I enjoyed that I would be like, yeah, go watch it for this or go watch it for that. I felt bad for freaking Keanu Reeves. Like, it didn't look like he was having fun in this movie at all.
It's tough because his Neo was even more different and removed than like the previous Neo because of the nature of the story.
Right.
And I thought that he and Carrie-Ann Moss were great. And here's the other thing. This is kind of a spoiler, but no Lawrence
Is it a spoiler?
No Lawrence Fishburne.
Right.
We have another actor, Yahya, who I really like, but he's playing Morpheus.
Right.
And so
a version of Morpheus.
Then I think it kind of forces you to compare.
Yeah.
And
it really does.
Dang, dude, like I like Yahya, don't get me wrong, and I think he did a good job.
Yeah.
But it's like, how are you going to bring back Keanu and Carrie-Ann Moss
and not
Lawrence Fishburne, who was one of the secret weapons of the originals?
Oh my
and also,
God,
you know who I think is the actual secret weapon of those films? Hugo Weaving.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
Agent Smith is one of the best movie villains ever. And Hugo Weaving in those movies, his performance is like it's like Willem Dafoe is the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
It's
100%,
that level.
100%.
And again, you have another actor playing Smith, a version, and so now you're sitting and you're kind of comparing, and it's a shame because it does a disservice to the new actors. I think because it's like I wasn't I didn't allow myself to like really see what they were doing. I was just being
I'm like, you're not Lawrence Fishburne. You're not Hugo Weaving.
I know.
Yeah.
So,
and one of the things, and I don't want to get into spoiler territory with the villains, but there is a villain that we haven't seen in any of the. Have we seen this villain in any of the trailers?
Not in a villain capacity.
Not
as the villain.
Not as the villain.
I don't know what you guys are talking.
So there is the guy who. The guy who was.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Let me think for a second. Let me think.
Hector, come on.
I don't know.
That's how bad it is.
That's how bad it is.
That's how bad it is.
Just write this down. What part?
Here, right here. I got you. I got you.
Who? Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So that villain.
Okay.
Why were you in the movie?
I get it.
What was this performance? And every time that villain moved in their particular way of moving, it felt like a 1992 production of like special effects happening on PBS or something like that. I'm not talking shit about PBS because I love PBS.
Yeah.
But like whatever they were doing with that character, I wasn't feeling whatsoever.
I will say that I did love the final shot of the film. Like, loved it.
I didn't.
But I wanted everything else to kind of rise up to that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I thought the final shot was really cool. But
I thought it was the decision they made there to have one thing happen and then it happens later. I was just like, why is this?
It's tough to talk about this without spoilers.
Yes, it is very tough to talk about it without spoilers.
To kind of go off of what you're saying, I think that the movie has pressure on itself to be like, okay, what's the next bullet time? What? But I'm like, I didn't need that.
I didn't either.
I just wanted
nobody asked for that.
I just wanted it to basically be the same style and kind of action choreography of the original Matrixes.
Yeah,
and that's it.
The Matrices.
And it felt like it kind of wasn't doing that. Maybe in an effort to be different, but I was like, this isn't what they're doing here. Special effects wise is not as mind blowing, obviously, as 1999 or 2003, and that's okay. But I think that pressure that was kind of on the movie to do that, and it even kind of referenced it. I was like, it's okay. There's no pressure. Just have it be really clear. Concise action. I
like the concept. I like the idea. My big thing, and
I'm gonna lean back like Augustine. I like this.
It's nice, right? This is why I didn't want the microphone in front of our face.
What is a velvet?
What is a velvet?
No, I think conceptually it's an interesting premise.
Yes.
And there was a movie that came out that was another Warner Brothers movie that came out earlier this year, Space Jam, that kind of also had this like self-referential meta.
We got to do a sequel to Space
narrative.
Jam.
Yeah,
right.
I am not super crazy about that, but I was willing to let Matrix kind of play with that idea and that concept because by the nature of what it is.
Yeah.
But it just didn't sell me. Ultimately, didn't sell me.
You know why? Let me tell you why. Because I think the best examples of what we're talking about are movies that can still stand on its own without having to look. If you didn't see the original Spider-Man movies and you go see Spider-Man No Way Home, can a little kid still understand like Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, and what kind of a threat he poses to Peter Parker? Yes. If a kid have never seen an episode of Star Trek, can they watch Galaxy Quest and still be like swept up in the story and understand the premise without totally getting all of the meta kind of references? Yes. Is Austin Powers funny if you've never seen a James Bond movie? Yes, and even Austin Powers is an interesting example because it's a comedy, but it still has if you strip away the comedy and the references, it's still about a man who is from the 60s who wakes up in the 90s, and he has to deal with. So like, there's still a base story in there, in the first one at least. So that's the thing about if you're going to lean into the meta-ness of it, okay, but if you strip all that stuff away, do you still have a skeleton? You still have a story there. What it is it?
Yeah, and I don't want to harp on this movie too much, because I feel like being too negative isn't really that great either. Yeah. But one thing I will say, one more thing, is the fashion in the movie is stuck in the late 90s, and it doesn't translate well into 2020, 21. Like, when I saw them on screen with those fashions, I was like, yeah, that was like groundbreaking in like the late 90s. It felt very futuristic and very like kind of spacey. But seeing it now, and there was even people wearing like the little tiny glasses, and the long trench coats into the theater, and I was like, what are you trying to do here? Like, they should have ported it over into whatever we would think futuristic dressing is like now.
Right.
Because we're in a different time.
It was so of its time.
Yeah. It's just, I don't think it translated well. I don't think they were, I don't think it had the effect that they wanted it to have.
I'll say that I am glad that they're also putting it on HBO Max at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if you're a real fan of The Matrix, totally check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's worth watching at least one time.
Yeah.
But I also think that if you're kind of on it, but you have the time to go back and watch The Matrix, the Animatrix,
that's
Matrix
what it made
2,
me want to
Matrix
do.
3, and those are still cool, and those still hold up. So maybe if you see Matrix Resurrections and go, I didn't love it, still do that other stuff.
Yeah, that's what I want to
do. In fact, let me do a chart. All right, that's what I need to do. Okay. The answer's right in front of me.
It's pretty linear, Hector.
It's pretty linear, but if I include the video games, Enter the Matrix.
Oh my God.
The Neo game or whatever, which they also directed, the Wachowskis, which is pretty impressive. I'm seriously going to do one. It's very linear.
It's very linear.
But that was my biggest thing about the movie was I think the cinematography, it's really tough because it was a movie that in 1999 revolutionized filmmaking techniques. It revolutionized visual effects. It really pushed forward. And
I'll start over.
You look at Star Wars, right? And Star Wars, the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, regardless of the quality of the movies, both of those trilogies really try to push and advance technology. And it's not that the sequel trilogy didn't do that. It just wasn't in a place where it necessarily had to do that.
Right.
Where I think like Mandalorian did do that because they introduced things like that, the volume and all that kind of stuff. And The Matrix, because it was so revolutionary and did so many things, I went into it hoping that whether it was the action sequences, if there was going to be the evolution of bullet time, cool. But I was kind of waiting for that moment of like, where's the thing? Where's the thing? And it didn't have that.
Kind of isn't one.
There isn't.
No, and there really isn't one. And like that. And I hate saying it, I wasn't a big fan of the music either.
Nope.
Like I really missed the Don Davis score. It's so iconic.
It's just tough to beat.
This movie just dropped the ball on so many.
Yeah,
levels.
and I was also, we were sitting there, and I was also like, I'm not going to look over because if they're having fun and enjoying it, I don't want to be the guy who looks over and is like, is this not good or is it just me? So I just avoided that too. So there was like a little bit of me that felt a little relieved when we walked out, and both of you guys were like, yeah, I also wasn't feeling that movie. I'm like, okay, it wasn't just me in a funky mood, and it wasn't me just living off the high of Spider-Man.
He's done.
There you go.
Very simple.
Bing bong.
Very simple. This one.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I think if
that's an easy infographic to do.
Because while we were on the ride home, I was looking on Twitter, and there were like people who had very positive things to say about it.
Yeah.
There was a part of me. The part of me was like a little confused because I'm like, did we watch the same movie?
Yeah.
But then a part of me was also like, hey, everybody experiences movies differently, and if you really dug the story and you really dug the visual language and the aesthetic and all that stuff, then like, great,
cool.
I will never not recommend a movie to people.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless it's an absolute garbage
trash
fire heap of hell.
Harmfully racist and bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Which this is not.
We still got not Patreon questions. We still got Discord questions.
Okay, how many? Let's power through these.
We won't get through all of them.
I bet you we could. Let's go.
There's a lot. Did I drop my phone?
Keep them short. Keep them short.
I've never been to a press screening before. I know y'all have been to a few. Do they feel like mini reunions because you often see the same people?
Sometimes.
Depends on the movie.
Sometimes.
And I will say that like I feel like us three are in a bubble.
Yeah.
So if you guys are watching and you want to collaborate, let us know. Yeah. Like maybe we'll work together. Who knows? Yeah.
Shout out to collaboration.
Yeah.
Next question.
What superhero movie are you guys looking forward to the most in 2022?
We said already in the bonus. What was it?
We talked about Marvel specifically.
She-Hulk?
Yeah.
If I'm gonna pick
Batman.
If I'm gonna pick a movie, I'm probably gonna say the Batman, which comes out in March.
Oh, the Batman.
Oh, I forgot about the Batman.
But then also Flash has Batman in it.
The two Batmen.
Wow.
Affleck and Keaton.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
I can't wait for the Giacchino score for the Batman.
Yeah.
I want to put that on in recent Batman comics. Next, what do we got? It's a long one.
As 3D advocates, are there any films in particular you think best show off what is possible?
Ooh.
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse is great.
Jurassic Park.
Yes, that was mine. I remember watching that at the Cinerama.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is great.
Super cool.
Did you get your name in the credits, by the way, that one?
I got it in Iron Man 3 and the Smurfs and some other bullshit.
Okay.
But still, the people that got it in there, happy for them.
Good for them.
I only did like a couple shots.
Yeah, I think I only did a couple shots too.
What else?
John Carter of Mars.
John Carter.
Next question.
Next question.
Knowing what you know about the latest Spider-Man No Way Home movie, would you have liked to go into the movie completely devoid of seeing trailers, movie posters, and social media leaks about the film? I know during your trailer reaction to the film, you guys briefly asked the question if Marvel gave away too much info about the film, to which you all generally agreed it didn't give too much away, but I respectfully disagree. I understand that they have to market this movie, but at this point, should they even bother, given every release they have put out has been well above their expectations? Imagine not knowing Doc Ock and Green Goblin were set to make an appearance. How crazy would that have been from a fan experience? They talked about that.
Here's the thing.
Right.
I think it would be impossible to do.
Yeah.
And I think
you have to market the movie somehow.
I think it was very smart of them to bring out Alfred Molina, Jamie Foxx, and Willem Dafoe to do press, because if it wasn't that, and like Tom Holland was saying, they originally thought it was just going to market it as Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
people would be like, "That's the whole movie." And but I will say this: now the movie's out.
Yeah,
and there are little kids. There are people right now that haven't even been born yet. They're going to be born soon. They're going to be little kids growing up in the United States or around the world. They will love Spider-Man. And if you're doing your job right, parents, you're going to show them the Tobey movies first, then the Andrew Garfield movie, then the MCU. Again, follow my chart. And then once you do that, put on Spider-Man No Way Home, and they'll just be expecting, like, that's the beauty of it, is that what you're describing can happen. It's just going to be sometime.
Yeah.
So do your due diligence. Get loved ones, young people especially.
Make some babies.
Shit. Yeah. Make some babies, you know? Bad baby. And then you can have that experience. And then they can tell you how mind-blowing it is if they didn't see it coming. Next question.
Since you predicted some No Way Home big moments in previous and older videos, how about you try to predict some stuff in the future of the MCU? I want to know your theories and what you wish you think.
Listen, baby, you can't just will those things to happen.
Yeah. We will them into existence by conversation.
Yeah, in conversation.
I'll give you one. Fantastic Four, directed by John Watts, will have a Peter Parker Spider-Man cameo or participation in it.
Yeah, of course.
To harken back to Spider-Man
Hector,
issue
come on.
1.
That's weak sauce, dude.
Thank you.
We predicted way better stuff than this.
Okay.
But look. I'll just to kind of touch on that.
Yeah.
All those predictions that we've made have all come through conversations that we have.
Yeah.
Because when you're sitting there talking about it, these ideas sort of spring in your head.
Yes, exactly. It's not like we sit on our off time thinking of stuff to happen.
Yes.
It's just like we're just talking.
It's a lot about when I see the interviews with Kevin Feige, he talks about how him, Amy Pascal, the writers, and John Watts were in a room, and they just tried. Well, okay, we reveal Peter's identity. What happens to him right after that?
Right, exactly.
And then, like conversationally, you're like, well, what if this happened? Blah 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 blah.
And a lot of it is logical.
Yeah,
but you know.
But you never know.
Whatever. If you like it, keep following.
Yeah. What has been your guys' favorite project that each of you have worked on individually?
John Carter.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Mad Max was really good. What was my favorite one?
The Smurfs 2, dog.
No, that was bad.
The Green Hornet.
Transformers
Dark of the Moon.
Oh, God.
Ooh, I remember the Smurfs 2. My worst shot was with like VS90 or something like that, and it was Gargamel popping through the bushes. And I spent like 2 weeks on this stupid shot.
Green Lantern is your favorite.
Green Lantern. No, what was my favorite? Little Rascals.
Yeah.
The Little Rascals black and white conversion that we were doing for some reason.
Avengers 1 was a banger.
No, I'm going to say Avengers 1 because my name is in the credits of that one. It's spelled incorrectly.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But
everybody giving this guy shit for Willem versus William.
I know.
Spell his name correctly.
Say my name correctly. And his name is William.
His name was incorrect in movie credits. Talking about his employer messed it up.
I think we actually talked about it. I thought that shit was so hilarious because we were making the joke. We're like, half of our audience doesn't even know what your name is.
No, half the people don't even know, can't even say my name.
Like, seriously. He said William instead of Willem. Yeah. What the fuck is his name? Spell it. Spell it, motherfucker.
Pronounce it correctly.
Pronounce it correctly. Yeah, I dare you.
Come on.
If you meet me, pronounce it correctly. There's people I work with who can't even say my name.
Every day.
Come on.
Every day.
Every day.
What bending ability would you want?
Earthbender through and through, baby.
Yes, you are.
I'm an earthbender through and through.
I would maybe take water bending.
You're an airbender,
You think I'm an airbender? I'm an airbender.
You're an airbender.
That's accurate.
Sorry.
I want to say fire.
No, you're earth, dude.
Really?
I think you're an earthbender.
Yeah, I think
really?
You're
yeah, you're steady as the beating drum.
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
steady
when I'm around
as
you.
the pillars of the earth.
I think that you have, if you're fire, you're Uncle Iroh, who is so chill.
Who's
so chill.
You're not Iroh.
I'm not Uncle Iroh.
Nobody's Iroh,
that's too sexy.
That's the type of firebender you would be.
Yeah.
But let me say, I think when I think of firebenders, I think of people who maybe can fly off the handle a little bit.
Yeah.
And I can't recall a time where I've really seen you, Adam, really angry in life.
Perfect.
But that's the thing, though. Like, a firebender will let that show at one point or another. But you're like level and sustained.
It's a good thing you guys didn't know me. Well, you did know me, but we just didn't hang out back then.
Yeah.
Level and sustained, Adam. You're there. Yeah. You're the foundation of this group.
Yeah, man.
You're the bedrock.
Yeah.
You're the Toph of the group.
All right, I guess I am an earthbender.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, Toph is good. Yeah, I like Toph. Okay, good question.
We're almost through the whole show.
Yeah. Oh, so okay.
Because I never watched it before.
Yeah. Exactly. So Adam has never seen
Korra after Korra's.
I mean, we're gonna have to.
Okay, good.
But our Christmas tradition with my wife and I is to watch Avatar all the way through, just kind of every season, and we've wrangled Adam to doing it as well because you've never seen it before.
No.
And so this is the second time I've watched it with somebody who had never seen it before. And I love doing that because it makes me feel like I'm watching it over again.
Yeah.
And like all these little parts that just pop up and it gives me goosebumps in the show. You will never convince me that it's not the greatest show of anything that's ever come out, ever.
It's pretty
like
masterful.
It's so
pretty
good.
awesome.
It's so good.
It's great.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's been a fun experience. I love the show so much.
It's so good.
So good.
And you're not even done with it yet.
No, we still have 6 episodes. We have 6 episodes left in the whole series. What show or movie has surprised you in the best possible way?
I remember being surprised by X-Men First Class because I was not a fan of X-Men 1, 2, or 3.
Yep.
And those, like, watching X-Men First Class, I was like, this is what I've been wanting. Like, I'm such a huge fan of Wolverine. And I'm just like, yes, this is exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's good. He was barely even in it.
And he was barely even in it,
just that flavor.
Yeah, just like the flavor of the X-Men and like Magneto and Xavier, like that whole relationship that they were building, it felt right. It felt like it was the good tone for the X-Men. Where they went from there, who knows? But I felt like that was very surprising for me. But non-superhero, let me think on that. And you guys answer.
Non-superhero. Well, I gotta
Chef was mine.
Ooh,
very good movie.
Chef is
really
good.
great
Chef
surprise.
is great.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is
Absolutely.
Oh my God,
I mean, yes.
surprising. Non-superhero film that surprised me in the best way, or TV show that surprised me in the best possible way.
Movie,
Avatar: The Last Airbender back in the day.
Did you watch that episode by episode? Like,
no,
or did you wait till the end?
When we were at Art Institute,
somebody
recommended it, and I was like, I don't know, man. Nickelodeon trying to do anime, they're going to screw it up,
right?
And then I think after season 1 was done, I think I borrowed DVDs or something, and that's how I got through it.
Yeah.
I think so. Super surprising. Yeah.
You know what show is surprising that I didn't think I would love and I love? The Great British Bake Off. My God!
Great British Bake Off is awesome.
How is that show so good?
All right, next question.
Love you 3. Been following you since college and your superhero news days.
Thank
For any
you.
of you who have done interviews, do you ever get starstruck interviewing someone, even if you've interviewed them before? Also, favorite celebrity you've interviewed?
This is for you, Hector.
Yeah.
You're the one who's...
I did get starstruck and nervous with Mr. Kevin Feige.
Of course.
Big admirer of his.
Come on.
Did you get his phone number?
No. I also had a chance when I was doing stuff at DC for DC Daily.
Right.
I had a chance to talk to some really great people, and every time I've talked to him a few times, like Jim Lee.
Yeah.
And there was even a point where Jim Lee knew me and was like, "Hey Hector," or like, "Thanks Hector," or did something, and I was just like, "What the fuck?"
That's Jim Lee.
Jim Lee. And I also got to talk to one of the greats, living legend, Marv Wolfman.
Yeah.
Who again comes from the era, the generation of the Stan Lees. And he co-created with George Perez the Teen Titans. And like we got to give him some kind of a like lifetime achievement award. And just to be able to like be in the presence of someone like that.
Yeah.
Actors and good-looking young people in Hollywood that play these characters is always really fun. But I really geek out about like
the creators.
Oh my God, you're this comic book person or you're this comic book person. Like that's the stuff that I tend to get nervous about. So yeah, I've been really lucky to interview some cool folks. That's a great question. Next question. Great question. Next question.
You have traveled to the Czech Republic together, so you have covered the Czech part of CzechXicans.
Yes.
Do you have any plans to visit Mexico? And if so, where do you want to go?
We need to do. That's actually a really good one.
Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Love it.
Yeah, we do need to go to the DF and explore. I have people down there that can host us.
Distrito Federal.
Distrito Federal. Definitely got to go check out, everything that city has in store.
Yeah.
It's a whole different universe, and I really want to connect to that part. So
also, we should all do some kind of a beach trip into Mexico. Probably pretty nice, right? They have nice
maybe,
beaches. Maybe. Okay.
We could talk about
more
that.
Mexico City. Okay.
We could talk about
That's
that.
Good. Yes.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Next.
Hey, homies, been a fan since your Civil War trailer reaction with all the leaks that came before No Way Home. Do you guys think news outlets, media sites should change the way they break news to avoid potential spoilers? If so, how? Thanks.
I don't think news media is looking for clicks.
Yeah.
It's got to come from the studios. It's got to come from the people who the leaks
studio
are actually
must
coming
control
from.
the narrative.
Studio needs to control everything that's coming out.
And the security.
And security, NDAs. People need to get fired if stuff happens. Every shot needs to be traceable to somebody who's leaking something.
And then, it always sucks to have to, say something like that. It's like nobody... Yeah. I don't anyone... I don't want anyone to lose their job for anything. But you have to be held accountable for the things that are expected from you. Like if you sign an NDA saying that I will not do X, Y, and Z to put my job at risk, and you do it, you have to suffer the consequences of it.
I do agree with firing people if they do stuff like that.
No, I do too.
Get out of my company. Yeah. I don't want people.
But you know what else drives me nuts is we're talking about this, and there's so many different cogs in this machine that you know who oftentimes gets stuff spoiled first? Lego. They put pictures of their sets out, and people go, "That's the third act. They're fighting a monster." And I'm going, "How are we not?
Funko toys.
How are we not keeping track of this even at this point?"
Yeah.
That's another frustration. Is that all the different departments they're focusing on this, and meanwhile Lego's like, "Anyway, here's our winter 2022 lineup,"
Sets.
and you're going, "Dude,
it's the end of the movie,
dude. You can't do that." And so there needs to be maybe with some types of those films, and it's so difficult.
It's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
But these movies have budgets, and Marvel does a really good job of controlling that now. Before, I remember it was running rampant, specifically with the toy stuff.
Yeah, it was.
That was running rampant, but I feel like they have a good lid on it.
Lucasfilm tried to have a lid on Baby Yoda, and they kind of messed up.
Yeah.
But if they had
that guy,
because they squashed any Baby Yoda merch. They're like, no, for season 1, there's no marketing at all for The Mandalorian. Nobody knew Baby Yoda was a thing until the end of episode 1. And honestly, they should have had Baby Yoda on toy shelves like that week.
Yeah.
But if they did, everybody would have seen it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the trade-off. It's like
you could have waited 2 weeks and done it.
People waited a year to get stuff like that.
Yeah.
They really were like,
I pre-ordered that thing 6 months before it came out.
It's like we'll see it in the next quarter, or
Look, I understand the quick money grab of it, but also the anticipation. Let people fall in love with this character, and then they'll buy all the merch, not just the initial first drop, everything that comes out afterwards.
Or I'll give you another one.
I spent $300 on that grocery thing.
I'll give you another one. We were working on Avengers.
Yeah.
We knew Thanos was in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if Marvel Studios was kind of synced up with Marvel Comics, because I remember 2012 when that movie was released, that Marvel Comics had said we kind of didn't see that one coming. Otherwise, we would have had something prepared, because people then went into comic book stores and they're like, who is that purple guy at the end of, and there was no new Thanos comic or a Thanos collection or the best of Thanos or here's the history of Thanos. And it's a thing where if Marvel had started to roll that stuff out, Marvel Comics, would people have been like, well, maybe I don't know about 2012, but kind of now I think people would be like, hey, you guys are rolling out a bunch of Fantastic Four stuff.
Yeah.
What's going on?
There's now a new Kang comic book. And people are like, you're putting out a bunch of Kang stuff, but that's kind of been announced and released. And, so there's a bunch of different moving parts and no one easy answer.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. It's not entertainment. Journalism is going to do what it does.
Yeah.
But people who leak shit should try to, you got to go after them.
Yep.
Whether it's people like us or even people who work at Variety or whatever. But at the side of actually making the movie, stuff needs to be locked down.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It's studio stuff, yeah.
Next
question.
Do you think the cinematic universe approach will work for Star Wars?
It's kind of been working.
Yeah, I mean that's what what it is.
Yeah. They stopped making the Skywalker saga and they're doing other stuff.
On something else.
Yeah.
So, next question.
Yeah. Yes.
What are y'all's all-time favorite Marvel or DC comics? Kingdom Come is really high up there for me.
Marvels with Alex Ross.
Yeah.
So both Alex Ross books.
Right.
I love DC: The New Frontier. I love a lot of Miles Morales, Brian Michael Bendis stuff. Daredevil Born
John
Again
Byrne
is
run
awesome.
of Superman.
John Byrne run of Superman. I love Superman Birthright.
Yeah, Superman
written
Birthright's
by Mark
great.
Waid, art by Lionel Francis Yu, I believe.
Yeah.
I have to think about each character.
Yeah.
'Cause I have a favorite for each,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder Woman. What's the new Wonder Woman that came out that's all like metal?
Something
Earth.
Oh God.
What is it? Burned Earth or something?
Wonder Woman.
Scorched Earth.
It's like a 3-part.
Look it up.
Yeah, I do have the internet.
Black label. It's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By Daniel Warren Johnson, who did Murder Falcon, and Wonder Woman.
Dead Earth.
Dead Earth.
Yeah.
Is that cool? Have you read that?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's awesome.
Cool. There you go.
I was going to say something, but I don't want to spoil it. But it's dope. There's some really cool stuff that happens.
Awesome.
in
She
there.
dies in it.
No.
Shit.
She
dies
Well, she goes to
forever.
Wayne Manor and she like gets a lot of Batman's gear, and it's really
nice.
fucking cool.
Hell
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good
The
question.
answer is Invincible, though. You guys.
Very smart.
I'm not a fan of medieval shows or movies much, but The Witcher is pretty good. Have you watched it or played the games at all? If so, how do you like them?
No.
I got invited to watch the premiere of the second season episode, the
you
premiere
hadn't seen
episode.
season 1.
I had seen a little bit of it, but not the whole thing all the way through. But I did enjoy it, but I'm not like well versed in the Witcher universe, so I have no clue how it translated from
The extent of my
game to that.
fantasy education is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That's my like fantasy stuff.
I did all of season 1. Didn't like it.
Season 1.
Season 1.
Season 1.
And there's no Theo Wilson in it. Didn't like it. I think that it's a well-made show, but I also, especially when it comes to fantasy, and I'm experiencing this with Wheel of Time, which is what I'm watching right now on Amazon. I kind of look at it and I go, what's the point of this story? And I don't quite know if I know what the point of The Witcher was. Maybe you could explain it to me. Maybe somebody could explain it.
I think the games had a lot to do with the hype behind it.
For sure. And maybe those games are real cool. But here's the other thing, too. That character, I thought, was really cheesy in the game. And when they got Cavill to play him, I think he looks awesome. And I think his wig looks great. Not as good as that first picture that was released, but like his wig game got better. But even then, the sort of like, I'm the best in the world at everything. and I'm long
And I know it.
White hair, but I look like I'm 35 and ripped. And I just go, I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of, what's the point of this guy?
Yeah.
So tough for me to.
Fantasy tends
It's
to
tough,
always
dude.
be a hard sell for me.
Bro, why is Bilbo Baggins the best or Frodo? Because they're like these little, you know,
It's the
I just
unassuming.
want to eat food.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend time with him than this
Yeah.
guy that's like,
Yeah.
don't ever cross me or I'll kill you
Yeah.
5 times before you hit the ground. Who gives a shit? Okay.
Yeah, fantasy has always usually been a tough sell for me. The easiest sells for me are Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
For
sure.
Those I can
But
like.
you got Luke.
Yeah.
right.
You know, even though everyone's favorite's Han,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
Han is like scrambling
Yeah.
and he's Indiana Jones. And in Lord of the Rings, Aragorn is the coolest.
Yeah.
But he's not the main.
He's not the character.
There's
yeah.
a reason for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
If it was Strider's movies, I'd kind of be like, sorry, Viggo, like, you're not as good. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather spend time with Gimli.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Show me some more of that Hobbiton.
That's what I'm talking about.
wanna see
So,
some of that.
Yeah, fantasy stuff is, and I think that's why I've never been into like the D&D stuff at all.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, because that's like heavily based in that kind of lore, and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm not really
but
into it.
the cool thing about D&D is if you do find the right group of people,
Sure.
and the right person that's like, okay, we're gonna do D&D, but like we're all gonna be hobbits,
Yeah.
or some fun thing. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's way better than just
Yeah,
like
as long as it's not 4 hours long.
I'm a badass, level 99, cleric,
Unstoppable killer
killer
demon.
mage,
Yeah.
elf. Like, who cares?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Next question.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh, that was
That's
it.
it.
That's the last
Oh,
question.
we did it.
All right,
We did it
guys.
in about 22 minutes. Okay.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Any final holiday thoughts or any final holiday
Yes,
shares you would want
We
to?
have some stuff in the works for 2022.
Oh, that's true. We haven't even like talked about anything for the new year at all. We do. We're reworking our Patreon. Somebody in the Q&A for the bonus episode asked about doing annual Patreon subscriptions, so I'll definitely look into that. We are going to be doing the Book of Boba Fett, and that will go into, I believe, the beginning of February.
Yep.
And then after that, we've been talking about doing a reaction series for. Should we just say what it is?
We've already kind of said it.
If we want to
have we?
say it,
X-Men, yeah.
but
Oh, okay.
it's something that like we need to build up some hype for
Yeah.
it and maybe hit a goal and maybe
Yeah.
get some feedback.
We're gonna have to need to
frankly.
use Boba Fett to really push that thing.
right.
We will do that. We will use Boba Fett. But Augustine, you said it. Go ahead and say
Yeah,
it.
we talked about X-Men. We want to react before, if we get X-Men in the MCU,
Yeah.
we want to react to seasons of the X-Men animated series from the
Yeah.
90s, which I think would be really cool.
And they're doing the new season.
Yes,
Yeah.
if there's and the new animated series that's coming up
Yeah.
as well. That's why we wanted to do
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
So if you guys are interested in doing it, we have to hit a specific Patreon goal in order to get to that point because it's going to be a lot of work.
Yes.
But if we do hit that point, we'll go ahead and start doing that animated series reaction. But more details will come out on the Patreon and as we kind of develop them.
Yeah. Just let us know if you like that idea. If you're like, nah.
Put it in the chat.
If you're like, nah, do something else.
In the comments.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
We're not on Twitch anymore.
We're not on Twitch, baby.
On the
PTSD.
On the not live chat.
Put it in the not live chat at the bottom. That is comments.
Yeah, because the big thing is the big thing that we looked at into the new year is like if you really look at the new year, really nothing happening that's kind of oriented around what we're doing. Like Peacemaker is coming out on HBO. Yeah. The first 3 episodes drop on January 17th, I think it is, or whatever. But like movie wise, The Batman is the first superhero movie. Like there's Scream that comes out in January. I don't know how much our audience cares about it. Yeah. The first show, like Marvel show, we don't really know. Superman and Lois, we talked about it. I don't think we're gonna do it as it's coming out, only because it's an enormous pain in the ass to watch it and through the WB app.
Put it on HBO Max day.
If it was on HBO Max, then we would do it.
Yeah.
So we're probably gonna wait till the season's over, and then we'll do the whole thing as the season kind of comes out. So it's all kind of like in flux, and it also kind of depends on like what do you want us to watch. Like people said they wanted us to watch Squid Game. I don't know if a lot of people ended up watching those reactions.
I don't think a lot of people did.
So
people want
really
us to do Arcane too, but that's kind of, did we pass that? Is that going to be another Squid Game situation?
I see.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things, but yes, we have to be very particular about, and we've been talking about doing this X-Men show because it's like, well, if we do end up watching it before this new animated show comes out next year or the year after, there's a lot of episodes of that.
That's a lot. So 75 episodes.
I'm just trying to space it out. And we were talking maybe we'll do season 1 and commit to that and see how it does. And if people aren't as into it, then we might, move on to some other stuff. So that's the key thing, I think, is that we want to make sure to do shows outside of, I guess, any kind of MCU show, because that's just hits every time. Or a new Star Wars show like Book of Boba Fett. And we did Visions. We did the animated Star Wars Visions, and we did Bad Batch. So whatever that next iteration of that franchise is.
Dude, we've done so much stuff.
There's so much content.
I totally forgot about Visions and the Bad Batch.
Absolutely. So it's up to, like we've had this conversation before. I love Star Trek, but I know that I don't know if it would be as popular as other stuff we watch, and I wouldn't want to hoist it on y'all without something that's going to be a hit for everybody.
If it's just our enjoyment, I would totally do it.
It's different.
I would totally do it. But since this is a whole nother thing, it's a little bit more complicated. A little bit.
Yeah. But let us know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know on Patreon if you're part of the Patreon. Also, let us know on Discord. Discord is very active. What were you going to say?
No, nothing.
Oh, okay. Let us know if there are any other shows. Like we're always trying to brainstorm and think about like, okay, time-wise, if we did this show, it's an 18-episode show. When would we do it? How would we do it? Blah, blah, blah. We always have to kind of consider those things when we're trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do. But let us know in the comments below. Subscribe if you just discovered this on podcast format or in video format. We're going to be here every month doing a new episode of the CzechXicans, bonus episodes on Patreon. Check out the Patreon because even I've forgotten how much stuff we've done in the last year. There's a lot of stuff on there. So give it a look. And I guess we'll see you guys in 2022.
Oh, man.
Okay, bye.
See you next year.
That's scary.
Bye.